Hello, winter sport lovers. It's Silent Signs from I Dream of Indie, and today we are taking a look at Grand Mountain Adventure Wonderlands, a skiing and snowboarding simulation adventure game. I myself have never been skiing or snowboarding in real life, so the closest I'll ever get to it probably is playing it in video game form, and this game feels like a nice, easy, casual way to do that. There's no real story to speak of in Grand Mountain Adventure, so let's just dive right into what you're going to be doing here. You can actually play this as a 1 to 4 player experience. I tried this one in both single and multiplayer. I do have to say I actually preferred single player here. No offense to my player too, but there's no split screen, so it was a little bit difficult for my really bad eyes to see what I was doing sometimes in multiplayer. And from what I could tell, you also cannot earn the ski passes, which are how you unlock different ski lifts and challenges and mountains in this title. So the bulk of my playtime was in single player, and I actually really surprised myself by enjoying it. You are essentially given free reign of the mountain. You can explore as you please. You have certain ski lifts that are unlocked from the jump, and you unlock more, like I mentioned, by completing different runs and challenges. These challenges and ski lifts are marked on a map, and you can actually fast travel to different locations once you've unlocked them. There's a pretty wide variety to the challenges and runs that you will encounter in your gameplay. Some of the most common ones include passing through gates without missing a single one. There are score challenges where you'll need to do lots of different types of tricks. There are hidden path challenges where you'll have to stay within the lines. The only problem is you can't see them. And there are even challenges where you're headed to a specific location and you're kind of just following the arrows. If you miss a gate or get eaten by a wolf along the way, fear not, there is a quick rewind option which will start you right back at the beginning of that track. You are also carrying around a backpack which provides a few different options for you, including the ability to switch between snowboards and skis, and the option for Zen mode, which will take out all of the other NPCs and challenges and just let you explore the mountain freely without any of the distractions of typical gameplay. One of the most important options provided is the ability to change your view, which I had to keep it on the near view because I am, again, really bad at seeing. It's just not one of the talents I was born with, okay? But you can zoom out if you'd prefer a more zoomed out look of the mountain, and you even have a telescope if you'd like to just look around. Controlling your skier or snowboarder does take a little bit of getting used to, or at least it did for me. I'm not too familiar with other skiing or snowboarding games. I haven't played a whole lot of them in the past, but when I first booted up this game, I wasn't provided with a tutorial, which was a little bit confusing. I was actually playing in 2-player mode at that point, but as soon as I switched to single player, I was taught how to control my skier, and from there, it was just a matter of getting used to the physics and figuring out whether I was headed up or down the mountain. It's a little bit hard to ski up. Gravity is hard. This is definitely one of those games that's going to feel better and better the more you play it. Some of these trails I would find myself thinking there's no way I'm going to finish it, let alone get a gold medal, but with practice and time, I was able to perfect the art of staying in the lines. I know, something I probably should have been better at in kindergarten, let alone as a middle-aged woman. What I'm trying to say is it was really nice playing a game that rewarded the hard work I was putting into it. Yes, it took a lot of tries to succeed, but ultimately it did feel victorious when I was able to get a gold medal and earn those ski passes and unlock the next mountain. And not only that, it was never really frustrating. The only things that annoyed me were my own mistakes and just that vantage point once again. Even selecting the near view still felt a little far away. I tried playing in handheld and that didn't make much of a difference. I think it's just the way the game has to be because you are covering so much ground And at least the landscape that you're getting to see so much of is quite beautiful, and this is coming from someone who doesn't like snow. The mountains and graphics in general have a nice clean look to it. There's some great use of light and shadow, and you can even see nightfall and sunset on the mountain, which is really something beautiful to behold and not what I was expecting. As far as performance, I really had no complaints. Being the Switch version of this title, there were a few frame rate hiccups here and there, especially when there was an avalanche on screen, but for the most part it looked and ran very smooth. It's quite pleasing on the eye, and I really love the way that the snow kind of just billows up as you ride through it, and there's something just very calming about these environments. There are also a pretty good deal of mountains that you can unlock, and within those mountains there's a ton to explore. There are the marked trails, and then there are some that you can just kind of explore and find on your own, as well as some hidden ski passes in the landscape. And fitting right in with those calming visuals, you get a gorgeous soundtrack that is primarily piano, with the occasional strings and electronic beats thrown in for good measure. This whole soundtrack is really just nice and chill, and I guess that makes sense because we are on a frozen mountain. Nothing is too jarring or out of place. It really just sounds like if winter had a soundtrack. There's no voice acting, but really there's no story, so why would there be? Overall, Grand Mountain Adventure Wonderlands is a great little title that I wasn't expecting to enjoy as much as I did. I don't typically go for skiing or snowboarding games, or really anything with snow for that matter, but this might just change my cold, frozen heart. I do wish that there was the option to play through more of the kind of campaign elements, like earning the ski passes with a second player, but that's not a deal breaker. It's nice that those options are there to play with a friend, even if you're just racing or doing challenges together. And it's actually up to 4-player. Between that and the campaign and the Zen mode where you can kind of just chill on a mountain, let's just say I'm definitely warming up to this title. Will you be checking out Grand Mountain Adventure Wonderlands? Let me know in the comments down below. Before I go, I just want to thank our indie warriors Bill T, Kristen Cruz, Kevilo, Chris Jackson, Adriana Amato, CJR, Julian Colbus, Jesse, CPM, Raylan, Marky Mint, Dave Harp, Peekaboo, Lex Noyle, PSC, Carmen Red, King of the Hatch, Blue Francis 14, Jen Rose, Larkison, Mitchell Hall, Eric, Peach, Skepticism, C Coil, Nathan Moore. Thank you all so much for your support. Thank you for watching this video. If you haven't already, don't forget you can subscribe down below so you don't miss any reviews or previews, and check out the description box if you'd like to see how to become an indie warrior or indie legend yourself. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time.